40 million unemployed, a suicide epidemic, more than 100,000 small businesses shut down permanently, with millions of others at risk. And this is only part of the cost of the coronavirus lockdown to America. But what if the lockdown wasn't necessary? What if world leaders committed, as one writer called it, one of the biggest medical and economic blunders of all time?
From a medical and economic perspective, this may be the biggest unforced error in global history.
Enon Weiss is a Silicon Valley technologist who has crunched the numbers and declared the lockdown unnecessary.
Most of the people supporting lockdowns are still clinging to all old and faulty models, which are now been shown to be incorrect.
We were told initially that COVID-19 might kill millions of Americans, but so far a little over 100,000 have died. New York was the worst-hit city with a 25% infection rate, yet for residents under the age of 45, almost 100% survived. Epidemiologist Knut Witkowski says the nationwide lockdown and social distancing should have ended in mid-March.
The number of cases going to the hospitals had already been dropped dramatically, and therefore there was no more reason to fear that the hospitals would be overloaded, which, as people have forgotten now, was the only reason for the lockdown.
Witkowski says the correct course would have been to lock down nursing homes and the medically vulnerable and let young, healthy people out to build immunity. Instead, we did the opposite, forcing nursing homes to take COVID-19 patients and locking down perfectly healthy young people. America panicked and destroyed part of its economy. Michigan businessman Eric Keelan, who makes rebar, saw $600,000 worth of business evaporate thanks to Governor Gretchen Whitmer's lockdown policy.
And just sitting here saying, this is a problem, and I'm going to do something about it because now you're kicking me. You're kicking me right in the teeth.
Keelan reopened and is leading a billboard campaign across Michigan called All Business is Essential. But would the death toll have been a lot higher if there was no lockdown? Sweden did not have a lockdown and had fewer deaths per capita than Britain, Spain, and Belgium. And Sweden's economy remains intact. Most Americans don't even know that two pandemics in particular in the 1950s and 60s were deadlier than this one.
We had the 1957 pandemic that killed more people per capita than this pandemic. We've had the 1968-69 pandemic that killed more people per capita than this pandemic.
Weiss says what was different with coronavirus is that politicians tried to make medical policy and ended up making a lot of bad decisions. Dale Hurd, CBN News.